Hello friends, welcome back to Abhyuday. Hope everyone is fit and fine. Guys, enjoying lockdown? Just stay safe at home and keep learning, guys. Okay, let's come to the topic number system part 3. Oh my god, how many parts of number system? Don't worry, friends. This is the last topic on number system and it is surds. Before going towards surds, just we'll recap to all the number types that we have learned till now. Okay, so all the numbers starting from 1 to infinity called natural numbers. All the positive numbers starting from 0 to infinity called as whole number. Combining the set of positive and negative numbers will have a set of integers, and all the decimal values terminating, non-terminating, recurring, non-recurring will form set of rational and irrational number. Now what is surds? Friends, in our previous session we have learnt about irrational number. So the concept is very much useful in understanding the concept of surds. So if you haven't watched our previous video, please watch it once and then you will understand the concept of surds very precisely. Basically, in our number system, there are some numbers like root 7, root 17, cube root of 13, nth root of 29, so on and so forth. So if you start calculating the answer for this number, then you will observe that it is continuously increasing after decimal point without repetition. The same we saw in case of irrational number as well. These numbers are nothing but your surds. So basic definition of surd is any root of a positive rational number whose answer is irrational, then it is called as surds. Now, what is use in real life? Friends, as we all know, these numbers are unsolvable. So here also, if you calculate root of 7, it goes on increasing after decimal point, right? Now if you round it off and take it square, then you will get something like 6.99. But if you calculate square of root 7, then you will get result very correct manner, that is 7. So surds are very much useful where precise and accurate results are necessary. They are useful in where geometric structures are used and whose values are in root form, such as construction designs, bridges, machining, etc. Also, they are very much useful in further mathematics such as quadratic equations as well. Now you will ask, what about square root of 4 and cube root of 8? So friends, these are not surds. These are rational number, as the number under the root is also rational and the answer you get is also rational. Now what is the difference between surds and irrational number? Friends, in our previous video we saw that square root of 2 is a irrational number. But friends, by definition this is also a surd. So what is the difference between? Now once again we'll memorize the previous video. There are also some special examples of irrational number like Euler, pi and phi. So if you take square root of all these irrational number, the answer you will get is also irrational number. But by definition of surd, the number under the root is a rational number, whereas this Euler, pi and phi are irrational number. So these are a only irrational number, not a surds. So here we get the biggest conclusion. All surds are irrational numbers, but all irrational numbers are not surds. So how to express surd? Here nth root of a equal to x. From the definition of surd, we all know that the nth root of any positive rational number whose result is irrational number is called as surd. So from this notation we must understood that n is a order of surd and having integer value greater than 1. A is a radicand, it is called as radicand, the number under the root side called as radicand, and it should be a positive rational number. X is a nth root of a, which is a irrational number, and the root sign is called as radical. Now we'll see it with the help of example. Cube root of 5 equals to 1.7099 and so on. Here root sign is a radical, order of surd is 3, that is n is 3, 5 that is radicand is 5, and cube root of 5 that is nth root of 5 is a irrational number. Here we'll learn, in this video we are going to learn the surds of order 2, that is root 7, root 5, root 29. These are all a surds of order 2. These are also called as quadratic surds. Okay, here in surds the length of radical sign that is matters. That is, if we'll see it with the help of example. Here root 84 plus 5. Here the length of root sign is up to 84. So first we'll have to simplify 84 and then we'll have to add it with 5. Similarly, in case of under root 4 plus 15, the length of line goes up to 15. So here we'll have to add 15 plus 4 and then simplify. So we'll learn it with the help of one example, that is root 147. We'll have to calculate its simplest form. So what we'll have to do, we'll have to factorize 147, that is 49 into 3, then separate it in two roots, then we'll get root of 49 as 7. So this is a simplest form of a surd. So what all the simplest form of surds? Root 2, root 3, root 5, root 7, etc. These are the simplest form of a surd. Now we'll learn similar or like surds. Two surds are said to be like surds if in their simplest form. Okay. So what is the simplest form? Suppose we have two rational number c and d. Then we can say c root a and d root a are a similar surds. When the order of a surd and the radicand are equal. Now here root 5 and 7 root 5 are like surds, as the order of a surd and the radicand is same. Now you will say, how come root 48 and root 75 are like surds? So friends, if we go on factorizing this, then you will get the answer, that is 4 root 3 and 5 root 3. Here the order of surd and radicand are equal. So the root 48 and root 75 are like surds. Now we'll see comparison of surds. So before going forward, let's remind few things. Suppose P and Q are two positive real numbers, and if P is greater than Q, then obviously P square should be greater than Q square. On the contrary, if P is less than Q, then P square is also less than Q square. Right? So, if we use P and Q as two positive real numbers, so they may be rational numbers or surds. Now let's compare surds based on this property. 5 root 2 and 7 root 5. Here these two are positive real numbers. Now if we take square of these 5 root 2 square and 7 root 5 square, then what we'll get is 50, and for 7 root 5 we'll get is 245. Here obviously 50 is less than 245, then what we can conclude is 5 root 2 is less than 7 root 5. So hope you are clear with comparison of surds. Now we'll see operation on like surds. Mathematical operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication and division can be performed on like surds. Before going forward on operations like addition and subtraction can be performed on rational number in the given example, taking the surds common. We'll understand with the help of example. Remember, in the case surds should be in their simplest form. Okay, as we have learned till now that for calculation purpose surds should be in their simplest form. So in case of addition, here they are already in the simplest form. So what we'll have to do, we'll have to take root 2 common and take the addition of 19 plus 5. Here we'll get the addition. Similarly, in case of subtraction, take root 3 common and subtract 19 from 31. So you will get the answer. Here you can see in case of addition and subtraction, the result is irrational number. Now in case of multiplication and division, we'll see here root 7 into root 21. We'll take under the one root and you will get the answer as 7 root 3, which is irrational. But we cannot say, in some multiplication you might get rational number for multiplication on like surds. Root 48 divided by root 3, what we'll get is root 16, that is 4. Here it is a rational number. So for addition and subtraction, the result must be irrational number, as you have seen. But for multiplication and division, result might be irrational or rational. Let's go further. Rationalization of surds. If the product of two surds is a rational number, then each surd is said to be rationalizing factor of other surd. We'll understand with the help of example. Here root 5 into root 5. What we'll get is 5. Let's take another example. Root 2 root 5 into root 5. The answer we'll get is 10. Here both are the rational numbers, that is 5 and 10. So we can say that root 5 is rationalizing factor for this root 5, that is this is a rationalizing factor for this, and 2 root 5 is rationalizing factor for this root 5, right? So we can say rationalizing factor of any surd is not unique, right? As here it is 2 root 5 and here it is root 5. So if a surd is a rationalizing factor of a given surd, then a surd obtained by multiplying it with any non-zero rational number is also a rationalizing factor of given surd. I know you are confused by hearing this. So let's understand with the help of more examples. That is root 48. If we factorize this, then we'll get 4 root 3. So what we'll have to do to rationalize this 4 root 3? We'll multiply this with root 3. What we'll get is a rational number, and we have multiplied with a irrational number. Again, if we multiply 4 root 3 by 5 root 3, we'll get a rational number, and 5 root 3 is a irrational number. In this, root 3 is the simplest form. It is a simplest factor. So if you go on adding any non-zero positive rational number before root 3, it will be the rationalizing factor of root 48, such as 2 root 3, 4 root 3, 7 root 3, etc. I hope everyone is clear about the concept, that is rationalization of surds. Now we'll go forward. Now rationalizing the denominator. Friends, in our calculations, it is always easy to calculate the answer if we have rational number as a denominator. So whenever there is a surd present in the denominator, we'll have to rationalize it with the help of rationalizing factor. Let's understand with the help of example. Here, first example is 1 upon root 7. Second example is 6 upon 4 root 3. So what we'll have to do for rationalizing it? We'll have to multiply numerator and denominator with the simplest form of surd. So here in first example, we'll have to multiply numerator and denominator with root 7. Here we'll have to multiply numerator and denominator with only root 3. Which is a simplest form of surd. So what we'll get is, here in first example we'll get root 7 by 7, that is root 7 into root 7 is 7. Here 4 root 3 into root 3 is 12. Again, if we simplify in second example, what we'll get is 6 divided by 12 is 1 by 2. So the answer we'll get is 1 root 3 by 2. So here, if you observe, in first example, a denominator will got a rational number. Here also we got a rational number. So rationalizing the denominator is not that difficult. Just what you have to do is, you have to multiply the numerator and denominator with a simplest form of a surd. Please remind, we'll have to multiply with simplest. That is not, here we haven't multiplied numerator and denominator with 4 root 3. We have multiplied with only root 3. Now binomial quadratic surds. We have learned about quadratic surds, but what is this binomial now? So binomial is nothing but two expressions which are joined by plus or minus sign. Now let's take an example here. Root p plus root q, and in root p minus root q. Here it is very similar to our formula. It is that formula only, that is a plus b, a minus b, a square minus b square. At the end you will get a rational number as an answer. We'll understand it with the help of example. Root 7 plus root 5, root 7 minus root 5. So according to formula, if we take root 7 square minus root 5 square, what we'll get is, answer is rational number. So the number which these are a conjugate pairs. Okay, the factors we are taking here, that is root 7 plus root 5 and root 7 minus root 5, are nothing but a conjugate pairs, and these are rationalizing factors of each other. Now what is conjugate? So conjugate pair are nothing but a pair of things which are joined together. These are exactly same except one has feature opposite to other. So I don't think binomial quadratic surds are quite difficult, right? They are as easy as we have understood our previous concept. Just there are joint terms, not a single that is only root 5 or root 4. There are joint by plus or minus sign only. That is only the difference. Now we'll go forward. Now what is rationalization of denominator of binomial quadratic surds? We have seen above that product of the conjugate binomial is always a rational number. Therefore, we use this fact for rationalization of the denominator. Let's understand it with the help of example. 1 upon root 6 minus root 2. Here what we'll have to do is, we'll have to multiply the numerator and denominator with opposite sign. See, in the denominator it was minus and we used its rationalizing factor as plus. Now again the same formula we'll have to work on, that is a plus b, a minus b, a square minus b square. And what we'll get at the denominator is a rational number. So friends, I hope you all are clear with surds. If you have any doubt, any query, do share it. We'll be back soon with our next video. Till then, goodbye. Stay home, stay safe and keep learning.